everyone. Welcome back to Low Key. It's not a podcast. I'm Amanda, and it has been a while since I have posted a podcast, probably about a month and a half, probably like closer to 2 months. I posted a couple in January, and it is now the middle of March or end of March, depending on when I post this. But yeah, it's been a while. I have been really busy on top of being a victim of mom guilt and of comparison. And I had to take a step back for a little bit. I'm not the type of person to be like unhealthily speaking on social media and word vomiting when I'm in a bad place. I never wanna, I don't know, guide people. Not that I'm guiding people, but guide people in the wrong direction when I'm not like in a healthy spot. So yeah, so to be completely honest, I we moved into our house and I was like so relieved, but at the same time so stressed. My house is not even close to being finished. I mean like we're living in it, but there's so many things that need done in it and it was just super overwhelming. It's still overwhelming. And then just trying to juggle multiple companies with Matt, trying to help him run those, being a mom, figuring out well, what the heck I want to do with my life. I just really was struggling hard. And then social media doesn't help. It plays a huge role in telling you all the things that you should and shouldn't do. So I got sucked into that cycle of being told I had to be a certain type of mom, and if you're this type of mom, then you need to do this, and just different things. And I really, really, really struggled. But I'm back. Um, hopefully for good. But yeah, I appreciate everyone that texted me or messaged me. I had so many people message me. And even people I ran into randomly in person that I'm not like the closest with them, but they would just encourage me and tell me that they really enjoyed listening. And you didn't know it, but you were a sign to keep going. I never thought of like quitting, but I just like got exhausted and just like overwhelmed, and I was like, how am I going to speak about like bettering myself and being the best person I could possibly be if I'm not even close to that and I'm not even like actively trying? I'm just like constantly complaining about what's wrong with the world and what's wrong with myself. And I feel like I was in such a negative mindset and it was so bad. But yeah, I feel like there's so much pressure with like being a woman, and it literally, I don't know. I guess that's probably like one of the things I'm like most passionate about would be that I just like hate this stigma around just the pressure of all these things that you have to be as a woman. It really aggravates the crap out of me because I think that you could be however you want to be, and it is what it is. And I hate that. Like, and I don't even think I think like society and social media play a role into it. But honestly, I just think it's like ourselves too. We just like overthink everything, and I feel like we're not. I always say this. I think I've said it in past podcasts. I like solely or not solely, that's the wrong word. Like, I truly believe that women don't really support other women. Um, and that, like, has always bugged me because I would never knock someone down for just, like, giving life a try because we're all trying to give it a try. But that's one thing that I feel like really just, like, makes it so hard being a woman is that we just, like, don't really support each other. It's either, like, super fake. Like, one thing that, like, really bugs me is I had people in my life and even, like, conversations I've had with, like, random women when you're, like, trying to network or connect, and they can't look you in the eye. And don't get me wrong, I'm a roamer. Like, when I'm talking to you, I'm like, when I'm trying to catch my thought up here in the sky. I'm looking for it, and I'm trying to find it. So, like, I get it. Like, my eyes, as you can probably see now, are, like, roaming if you're watching the video. But, like, when you're talking to someone, you can, like, just see them, like, looking for other people or, like, they're, like, not in the conversation. Like, that drives me insane. Because and then they'll be like, "Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah, like, you're doing so well." I wanna be like, "You're not even listening to what I'm saying." Um, but that's just one thing that, like, I have always just strongly felt that I wanna support women, and I wanna be a genuine person, and I wanna, like, genuinely listen and love people and do that, and I felt like I got into a spot where I, like, was not able to do it because I felt like all these, like, outside forces were just, like, speaking louder in my brain than myself and God, and it just didn't work out good. But so, yeah, I really wanna just, like, the pressures of women of being a woman is just it's so much. We're expected to look a certain way. We're expected to talk a certain way. We're expected to either work our butts off or stay home and take care of our kids or both. We're expected to cook these delicious meals that are Pinterest worthy and make this at-home coffee now, which is, like, so fun, and wear these expensive clothes, make sure we're super thin. Oh, but now muscle's important. So now we gotta make sure we're toned and have muscle too on top of it. And we gotta make sure that it doesn't matter what our blood test results say, it just matters how we look on camera. And we gotta make sure that we're spitting scripture out there so we look holy enough. And we have to make sure that we are a good wife and constantly encouraging our husband and not fighting with our husband and making sure that they feel loved and their needs are met on top of our children's. And if you have a dog like me, my dog for some reason is constantly clingy with me. So I gotta make sure she's reassured that she's loved. And we gotta have this beautiful house and these designer things in good style, and our house has to be clean and just like blah 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 blah. And I just think it's so dumb. So dumb. And I wanna stop that because there's just like, first off, it's not gonna go away. Like, I feel like as a woman, we're always gonna have that pressure. But also too, like, I think like putting that pressure on other people is like so ridiculous. But, like I even say too, like working in social media and being on social media all day and like having clients in different industries, trending right now is the get ready with me videos. And I think those do so well because we literally just want to be like everybody else. Sorry, I'm smiling. My husband's dancing in the corner. He's making me laugh because he knows how much I hate being on camera. But, like, I think that stuff trends so much because we just, like, it's almost like we don't wanna admit we're so unhappy with our lives and, like, who we are that we just, like, wanna live other people's lives. And I got really bad into that point where I was, like, literally just trying anything and everything everyone said to just, like, figure out what was wrong. And I was like, I love doing the podcast. I feel like God has put the podcast on my heart. But at the same time, though, like, it takes away I have to have a babysitter because because she's 2, she's trying to skip her naps. I can't really work that much. So like, I need a babysitter for that. And, so then I was like, now what do I do? And it's like, I don't wanna pay for a babysitter. It was like an 18-year-old or it was a 17-year-old who she might have had her license, but she didn't have a car. We had to, like, go pick her up. She was the cheapest person on Care.com, and she was $20 an hour, and I was just like, I have to pay you to watch my kid, and you can't go anywhere, like, if there's an emergency, what would you even do?" I'm not judging though, because, like, good for her, she probably is a good babysitter, but for us, that was so unrealistic. Um, I was getting overwhelmed with that, and I, like, genuinely love our business so much, and I love our clients, and I love working, and I'm, like, such a social person, I definitely need, like, to socialize with adults and not my 2-year-old all the time. And so I was getting overwhelmed with that, and I was just, like, trying to figure out how can I work and, like, get socialization. I felt like I had literally no friends. I still kind of feel like that, I'm not gonna lie. I struggle every day. But I was like, "I have no friends, like, look at these videos of all these girls and their best friends," and, like, I feel like I have no friends right now, and, um, I felt like I had to act a certain way to, like, get friends. I had to be fake or, like, I had to be super happy all the time, and I don't know. I'm not good at faking reactions, so that was, like, really hard for me to, like, be like that, and I just, like I don't know. When people are just really genuine with me, it's so hard for me to just be, like, connect with them because, I don't know, like I said, when you're not making eye contact with me and I don't feel like you're in the conversation, like, it just, like, automatically is so hard for me to, like, continue to have the conversation because it's like, I don't know. People can sense when you're not in the moment with them. Like, they can tell when you're looking for other things. So, for me, it was really hard, and I just felt like I don't know. I felt like I always have, like I love my sister-in-law, and she's one of my best friends, but I'm like, she's so much older than me. She's in a different phase of life. Like, I need moms with toddlers who just, like, will our kids can play at the park, and we can talk and have a Bible study, and we can go get coffee and just, like, talk about how funny our husbands are, and, like, we just, like, wanna be these cool ladies, I don't know, but if you are I'm gonna be honest, if you are a mom and have a toddler and you would love to talk about Jesus and you like going to the park in the summertime because we live in PA, so it's finally nice out. It's not summer, but it's nice enough to go to the park. You like going on walks. I need a workout buddy all the time. And you are chaotic and a hot mess and you're usually late and you live off of Pop Tarts. I would love to be your friend. This is my ad right here for a new friend. I would love to be your friend. I will take anyone willing. And I like multiples. I don't like just one. So I will take thousands of friends. Um, but yeah, I was just struggling with all of that. And it was like becoming super overwhelming. And actually, I just like, I don't know, the mom guilt was so bad. Every time I worked, I just felt bad that I was like, Anaya's like not getting good quality time with me. When me and her were together, I was just like miserable because we were just constantly fighting. And I was like, all right, it's time for ABCs. And like, she didn't want to learn that. And, I, I would be like, can you just like play with yourself for like 2 seconds so I can just like make a coffee? And she'd be like, no, me make coffee with mama. And I'm like, no, like, just let me do it myself. I can do it myself. And she's in the phase of like wanting to do everything. And I was going crazy because I was like, I don't like her. And I literally thought that in my head. I was like, I don't like her. And then it like made me like, I had a meltdown in the bathroom one day and it was so cute. She came in, I was crying and she came in and she's like, Mama sad. And I was like, yeah, Mama's sad. And she was like, why? And I was like, because you hurt mommy's feelings. Mommy's just overwhelmed. I have so much I'm doing. Like, I'm tired. I like feel like I do nothing. I accomplish nothing. I feel like I'm so unaccomplished. I feel like I'm a bad mom to you. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I feel like daddy, like, I'm not being good to daddy. And she was like, but why? And I was like, I don't know, Nye, because I just feel that way. And she looked at me and she was like, okay, me love you, me sorry, me love you this much. And I just remember like crying even more because I was just like this freaking perfect little child. Just like wants me like literally she saw me crying and she just knew that I just like needed to be loved. And right there I was like I just literally felt God tell me like your daughter like she knows what she can sense people's feelings and she knows to tell people that someone loves them and like that's what being a good mom is. And I don't know. That was kinda just, like, a little bit of a turning point for me because I was just like, "I am doing something right." Like, my daughter, like, genuinely loves every person that she comes in contact with, and she'll tell anybody that she loves them, as most children do. But so if your kid tells you they love you, you're doing a good job because you taught them what love is, and that's one of the most important that is, like, the most important commandment in the Bible is to love your neighbors and love people, and that's all Jesus preaches, and so you what Jesus preached to people, you taught your kid. So, good job, you're doing a good job. Um, but yeah, so I started feeling a little bit better there but I still, like, wasn't 100% and I still just, like, felt this weight of, like, what like, why do I feel so unaccomplished? Like, where am I trying to go with my life? And so I our church is doing a discipleship thing and, it's for, like, the women. The guys meet one week, and then the next week the women would meet, and it, like, goes back and forth. And I was like, "Alright, I'm gonna step out of my comfort zone." I feel like I don't have, like, a lot of friends at our church. Like, I have, like, friends, but, like, I feel like I don't know, I still feel weird going to stuff, just because 'cause I'm a freaking weirdo. But, it's nothing nobody does, it's literally just I'm so weird. And like, I go, and we, like, talk, and, like, it's really great, like, we have a good time together, um, like, fellowshipping with people, like, talking to people, it's a great community time, and on the way home, I just put on some worship music, and I was, like, gonna call my husband because I usually call him on my way home just 'cause I love talking to him, or my mom, sometimes I call my mom. I like talking to my mom too in the car. And I was like, "You know what?" I was like, "I'm gonna just sit here and I'm gonna talk to God." And so I did. And basically, I was just like, "God, I wanna be the perfect wife. I wanna be the perfect mom. I wanna be the perfect friend, the perfect business owner, the perfect passerby, the perfect neighbor, the perfect in-law, the perfect, daughter." I think I already said friend. Like, I just, like, I wanna be good at all these things. Like, I wanna feel like I'm adding value to people and that I'm being genuine and that I'm listening when people are talking to me and I'm loving people through things and just listening and seeing things going on and like just like being present and I want to run a good business that's like honorable and I was just like but I feel like I'm not doing any of that. I feel like I'm failing at literally everything. I feel like I have zero tolerance for anything right now. I feel like I'm just like in such a bad spot. Like what do I do? And I was just like, how do I like I always have just struggled with, like, wanting to just not care. Like, I wish I was one of those people that could just, like, brush things off and, like, not care, but I care so much, and was just like, "God, like, I don't wanna care. Why do I care? Like, why are you, like, putting these things on my heart? Like, it's annoying. I don't want it to be me, and, like, how do I even accomplish the things that you're pushing on me?" Like, I've said before, like, I've always had a heart for, like, women and just, like, what we're expected to do and how we feel and, like, the pressures of social media, but, like, why do I care so much? Like, why can't I just be a person that just, like, "Oh," like, I don't know. Even, like, I give props to the moms who are like, "I wanna make an income and not," um they're like, "I don't wanna have a job, like, I wanna work from home and, like, I wanna stay home with my kids," and they, like, are like, "I'm gonna become an influencer, I'm gonna make money and make brand deals and, like, content create and, like, all this stuff," and, like, they kill it. Meanwhile, I, like, am just like, I care about every little thing, and I'm just like, "Oh, like, no one will like that," or, like, "This is stupid," or, "I look fake," or, "I don't wanna be fake." Like, it's like I literally care about looking like I care. Like, that sounds so stupid saying it out loud. But anyway, I was just having this conversation with God and just saying, like, um, just, like, asking him why, and I'm not gonna bore you with, like, all the details of our conversation, and it's a little private too. But basically, I just, like, came to the terms of God saying to me, like, "You're not alone. Like, you're not alone in your feelings. You're not alone in how you feel. Like, I'm with you, obviously, but also, like, there's other people that feel the way you feel, and, like, your mom, like, she's your mom, and her heart, she feels for you and, like, where you're hurting. Your husband feels for you and where you're hurting and, when you're hurting, and even, like, your daughter, she hurts for you, but then, like, you have other people in the world that feel the same way, and, like, sometimes we have to feel through those feelings to we can't move on if we don't feel those feelings, but also 2, like, as a community, that's why we need community is to come together and, help each other through those times and relate to one another and, um, like, just listening to each other. And so I was like, "Yeah, like, you're right. Obviously, like, I'm wrong." And so I was like, "You know what? From here on out, I am going to, work on being better, and I'm going to, like, be open and honest with myself. I'm gonna stop worrying about, like, caring and not caring, and I'm gonna know that I'm not alone and make not make it this dramatic thing of, like, 'Oh, poor me,' like, oh." But and I'm not saying that I'm never gonna ever struggle because I'm always gonna struggle with the things that I struggle with. And like I said, like, comparison is so big. It's so big on social media. It's so big in women in general. It's annoying that it even exists. I hate that it exists, but it is. Like, we all think, like, in my head, I have this picture perfect idea of, like, I wanna be the perfect wife, and what does it mean to be the perfect wife in my brain is making sure that there's a meal cooked when my husband comes home, and I make him wake up early and make him breakfast after his workout, and I, pack him a lunch, and I make him dinner, and my love language is quality time, so being a quality time person, I wanna spend quality time with him because I think that's how he wants to be loved too, even though he doesn't. And I'm like, "Oh, like, I gotta spend all this time with him, and I wanna work with him and help him grow the business and take all his burdens, and I wanna be a good take care of our, daughter and our dog so he doesn't have to worry about it, and I wanna look good physically so that he's attracted to me, but also too, like, he deserves a good-looking wife," and, like, all this, like, stupid stuff, and then, like, with being a mom, like, making sure that I'm sane, which is not possible, but making sure I'm a sane person and making sure I'm not, like, talking bad to my daughter or even talking bad in front of her, teaching her to, like, how to value herself and, um, making sure that, like, she constantly feels loved, she's able to play, she's developing her brain correctly, I guess if that's the right terms, I don't know. Making sure that she's, like, reaching her milestones and she's making friends and she's learning to share and say please and thank you and all that stuff and being the perfect, like, business owner where I'm just, like, running the heck out of these companies and that we're doing really well and we're booking up and our schedule's full, our employees feel filled and they feel like they're valued and, our clients feel like we do a good, honorable job and they're paying the right amount of money. And there's just, like, so much, like, noise, on being, like, perfect and having it all together and comparing, and you see these videos and you're like, "Oh, well, that person's been in business less than me, and look at them." But it's like, first off, you don't know the behind the scenes of anything. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what if there was any shortcuts taken. You don't know if there was different finances. Like some of us got student loans. Like you don't know if people have student loans or not. Like you don't know. And not to like knock on people who they don't have. It's not saying that like not having obstacles is bad. Like no, that's really good. And like everyone has obstacles, whether it's a mental, whether it's physical, whether it's monetarily. Like everyone has obstacles, and so there's nothing like I'm not knocking like if you a certain obstacle or not, but like you don't know what's going on in their life and how they're overcoming and where their mental state is and like if they're actually getting to be home with their family and like and it is hard figuring out like are you spending enough time like as a family, are you spending enough time like at church? It's all hard to figure out and navigate. And to be honest, I don't have the answer. And I don't think anybody ever will have the answer because we all live different lives. We all have different personalities. We have different friends. We live in different states. Like I live in Pennsylvania and everybody here is pretty miserable because we get rain like 80% of the time. And when it's not raining, it's snowing. Or it's really windy. So it's like you can't even enjoy outside. But so everyone's really grumpy. So you gotta adapt to that. But so that's just one thing that I feel like, there's never a right answer for it. And I think every woman struggles with it. And it's just like being honest. And I'm hoping that we can have conversations this year on it. And I'm so excited for the people that I have lined up in some of the podcasts that have already been recorded and haven't released yet. I'm excited for everyone to hear them. And I truly believe that this is going to be a space for people to share their stories and how they dealt with their mom guilt, how they dealt with wanting to go be famous or how they want to make a living doing the thing they love or how they want to be home with their babies or how they want to connect to other moms, how they want to get their fitness on track and eat nutritiously well or I don't know the term for that. But that's basically what I'm hoping for this year, and I'm so excited to be able to share the people that are going to be on here and to share their stories, and I truly feel honored, and I'm so excited. If you ever have a question or if you ever want to be featured on the podcast, please feel free to message me. We are booked up, I think, until end of May. So, but we're still looking for, or I don't know why I'm saying we. It's just me. I don't know why I'm saying we, but maybe there will be a we one day. But yeah. So I appreciate all the people that have been following along and encouraging me. And I also want to thank you for watching this or listening to this. And we will see you next time. Next week, we're going to have Kira on. So I'm so excited for her to share about how she works in the beauty industry, but how she's become so passionate about health and fitness. But thanks for watching and make sure you subscribe.